Hello everyone. Today I am going to discuss about Lem's theorem. So first of all, the statement is written in front of us. What is Lem's theorem? If three coplanar forces, concurrent forces and non-collinear forces acting at a point are in equilibrium, then each force is proportional to the sine of the angle between the other two forces. Now you all will think about what he is telling. We are not getting anything. So let me explain it. In the above statement of Lem's theorem, it is given that if three coplanar forces, coplanar means in the same plane, means all the three forces should act on the same plane, then only we can apply the Lem's theorem. And the second is given concurrent forces, means all the three forces should pass through the same point only. Concurrent forces means all those forces which are passing through same point. Non-collinear forces means they should be non-collinear, means not even to any two forces are on the same line. Okay, they all are in the different line. All the three forces should be in the different lines. Okay, so now I am going to draw the diagram. Let me see. Suppose this is the point P where three forces are acting. Suppose this one is F1, this one is F2 and this one is F3. Then according to the above statement, suppose the angle between the F1 and F2 is alpha. Then similarly angle between the F2 and F3 is beta and angle between the F3 and F1 is gamma. Okay, so according to the statement it is given that then each force is, read this statement, then each force is proportional to, means if I am considering F1, then F1 is proportional to sine of the angle between the other two forces, means F1 is proportional to the sine of the angle between the other two forces, means F2 and F3, means sine beta. Similarly F2 will be proportional to the sine of the angle between the other two forces, means F1 and F3, that will be sine gamma. Then F3 is proportional to the sine of the angle between the other two forces. Where is F3? Here, F3, so sine alpha. Okay, so what we can do here, we can remove this proportionality constant and put here one constant k, sine beta. Similarly for F2 is equals to k times of sine alpha. F3 is equals to k times of sine alpha, gamma. If I rearrange it, we will get F1 upon my sine beta is k. Similarly F2 upon my sine alpha is equals to k. Similarly F3 upon my sine alpha is equals to k. Since on the right hand side of all these statement have k, so we will equate all these. So we will get F1 upon my sine beta is equals to F2 upon my sine alpha is equals to F3 upon my sine alpha. This is our required statement of Lem's theorem. Okay, so let us do some of the numerical problem based on the Lem's theorem. Suppose we have three forces. It is making an angle 30 degree. Suppose this is 20 Newton. This one is 30 Newton. 30 Newton. It is making angle 60 degree. And one more we have force is 250 Newton. Okay. Then what we have to do? First of all, we have to find alpha, beta and gamma. So if I consider this as F1, this is F2 and this is F3. Okay, then the angle between F2 and F3 will be alpha, what we had seen in derivation. This whole angle will be beta from here to here, and this whole angle will be gamma. So if we see from the figure 60 plus 30, we know that sum of all three angle will be 180 degree. So I can write alpha plus 60 plus 30 is 180. So 60 plus 30 will be 90. So alpha will be 90 degree. Okay, alpha will be 90 degree. Then after that for beta, if I talk about beta will be 60 plus this 90 degree. So it will be 60 plus 90, 150 degree. Then gamma will be 30. Gamma will be 30 plus 90. Okay, so it will be 120 degree. Suppose F2 is not given here. Okay, suppose we want to find F2. So what we can apply according to Lemma's theorem? According to Lemma's theorem, F1 upon my sine of alpha is given 90 degree is equals to F2 upon my sine of beta is given 150 degree is equals to F3 upon my sine of gamma is given 120 degree. So F1 is what? F1 is 250 upon my sine 90 is equals to F2 upon my F2 is given, not given. So sine of 150 degree, sine 150 can be written as sine 180 minus 30. Okay, and F3 is equals to sine of F3 is given to us, that is 250. So sine of 180 minus 60. I am doing here like 180 minus 30 and 180 minus 60 because now I don't have calculator. Actually it is in the room and I am on the floor. I am on the roof, so that's why I am not using calculator, because I have to go down. You can use the calculator in your exam since it is valid for us. Sine 90 is 1, so is equals to F2 upon me. This will be sine 180 minus theta will be sine theta. So sine theta is equals to what? Sine 30 is 1 by 2. So it is 1 by 2 is equals to sine 180 minus theta will be sine theta again. So sine 60. So if I solve these two equation first, so 250 is equals to 2F2. Therefore F2 is equals to 250 by 2. That will be equals to 125 Newton. So this will be the value of F2. Hope it is clear to all of you. So now we are going to discuss some of the MCQ questions based on Lemma's theorem. So first question is that how many forces should be coplanar forces or coplanar forces in Lemma's theorem? How many? Okay, so your options are, first option means A is 1, B is 2, C is 3 and D is none of these. So as we have discussed earlier that the three forces should be coplanar, so its correct option is 3. If I will say the second question, then its second question can be in the form of numericals as we have solved above, or it can be in the form of, from the theorem also they can ask that in Lemma's theorem 3 forces should satisfy the condition. In Lemma's theorem 3 forces should satisfy the condition. First option is all the 3 should be So in the first condition is all the three forces should satisfy the condition. First is they should be collinear, coplanar and concurrent. Second option is three forces should be parallel, coplanar and third is collinear. C is three forces should be non-collinear, non-coplanar and non-concurrent, or you can use it as concurrent. Okay, then D part is three forces should be non-collinear, coplanar and third is concurrent. Okay, you all can take the screenshot of this one and you have to comment the answers of the second questions in the comment box. Then I'm going to discuss one more question for this, that in this they can ask one more question, is that what they can ask. No, only this much is enough for Lemm's theorem. Okay, and you can do more numerical practice, or if you want more numerical practice, then let me know in comment box. Thank you everyone. If you think that this video is helpful for you, so don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.